Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro Public Library is offering the 21-day Racial Equity and Social Justice Challenge Learning Circle. This will begin at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 10th. This 4-week program encourages participants to spend 20 minutes a day learning about social justice and racial equity. The program helps people to build more effective habits around the topics of race, power, privilege, and leadership. This challenge will also help participants discover how racial inequity and social injustice impact our community and will serve as a conduit to connect with one another and identify ways to dismantle racism and other forms of discrimination. Topics include voting, education, criminal justice reform, and public health. All perspectives are welcome. A learning circle is a lightly facilitated group of learners coming together to achieve educational goals or to explore a new topic. The concept was developed by Peer-to-Peer University, a nonprofit organization and global community dedicated to creating equitable, empowering, and liberating alternatives to mainstream higher education. The Greensboro Public Library is one of 5 grant recipients of the National Communication Association Center for Communication, Community Collaboration, and Change through the UNCG Department of Communication Studies. To sign up for this free learning circle, visit the library's website and register online. Guilford Works is the recipient of the Governor's NC Works Awards of Distinction for Innovative Partnerships for Code Guilford Community Coding Workforce Initiative. Working with community partners, Guilford Works developed a unique educational opportunity which offered exposure to technology-based career options for youth and adults. Introduced in July of last year, the Code Guilford initiative was spearheaded by Guilford County Workforce Development Board, Welfare Reform Liaison Project, Guilford Technical Community College, and Guilford County Schools. The virtual presentation ceremony can be viewed on YouTube. Guilford Works Executive Director Chris Rivera said, "It has been exciting to realize the power of community collaboration through this initiative. Code Guilford demonstrated our collective capacity to expose and equip our workforce with skills that will be in high demand across multiple industries for years to come." The City of Greensboro's Office of Workforce Development, which organizes program services and operations within Greensboro, High Point, and Guilford County Workforce Development Board, is commonly referred to as Guilford Works. The City of Greensboro is participating in the Love Your Block initiative, which is designed to connect residents with city leaders to help revitalize neighborhoods one block at a time. This kicked off on Saturday, October 31st, with residents who cleaned up Benbow Park. The city's Field Operations Department had trucks available for yard waste and bulk trash collection. Whether turning vacant lots into community gardens, removing graffiti, trash removal, or helping elderly neighbors with simple home repairs, resident volunteers are making their neighborhoods and our city a better place to live. As a result of the Love Your Block concept, engaged communities are far less likely to let their neighborhoods fall into blighted conditions and can act as a powerful force in preventing crime and other negative behaviors. Neighborhoods interested in participating in Love Your Block should contact City Council member Sharon Hightower. The first 250 participants will receive a complimentary Love Your Block face cover. In an effort to help each of us improve our quality of life, the city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Let's take a moment to check out today's News for Your Health.
Often, when we think about heart disease and the things that we need to do to prevent it, the focus is on things that we need to stop. But today, we're going to focus on things that we can start doing to improve our cardiovascular health. We should all be moving our bodies at least 150 minutes per week. This can be moderate activity like swimming, going for a brisk walk, mowing your lawn, or even dancing. If you can't do 5 30-minute intervals at a time, start small. You can even start at just 5 or 10 minutes and work your way up. You'll be surprised how quickly you'll be able to do more. Increasing your exercise not only limits your risk of heart disease, but it also lowers your risk of developing dementia, many cancers, and diabetes. Try to include lots of fruits and vegetables throughout the day. If you're someone who likes sugary drinks, try to make a pact with yourself that before you have any of those beverages, you'll have at least 1 or 2 waters to start your day. If you like meat, then stick with the lean meats, like chicken or turkey, rather than red meat. We also recommend that you have fish at least twice per week. And the oilier, the better. Salmon, trout, sardines, tuna, these are all fish that are high in omega-3, which is helpful in lowering the risk of heart disease. Not sleeping enough has more effects than just being sleepy the next day. We should all be trying to get at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And unfortunately, sleeping in on the weekends doesn't help to make up for the effects of lost sleep during the week. Trying to fall asleep at the same time each evening and wake up at the same time each morning. Also, limit screen time in the hour before you go to bed. Bright lights from cell phones and tablets and television can interfere with your body's ability to go to sleep in a natural way. We live in a stressful world, but how much stress you experience and how you react to it can increase your risk of developing many health problems, including high blood pressure. Stress also can lead to bad habits like smoking or overeating or not exercising. High blood pressure and these habits are all linked to damaging your heart arteries. If you find that you're stressed, think about ways that you can try to reduce that, like exercise, spending time with friends or family, gardening, yoga, whatever brings you joy. If after making these changes you still feel stressed or anxious, you might want to talk with your doctor, a therapist, or a religious advisor. We should all know what our blood pressure is. For most people, your blood pressure should be less than 130/80. We should also regularly check our cholesterol levels. Additionally, make sure that your doctor is checking to see what your hemoglobin A1C is. It tells us if you have diabetes or prediabetes. Finally, know your BMI, or your body mass index. This is calculated based on your height and your weight. This number will tell you if you're at ideal body weight, overweight, or obese. It's also important to know your family history. Know if people in your family have high blood pressure, strokes, or heart attacks. It's also important to know the age they were when they got these things. If men had heart attacks before 55 or women before 65, that's considered premature coronary artery disease. And that raises your risk of having these events at a younger age in life. Not only should you know, but it's important that you also tell your healthcare provider. Make sure that they know your family history so that you can work together as a team to limit your risk of heart disease in the future. Although heart disease is the #1 cause of death in the United States, by making these changes, you can start reducing your risk. If you want more information on how to take care of your heart, go to conehealth.com/heart. I'm Dr. Tiffany Randolph.
If you've fallen behind on your rent or mortgage payments due to the pandemic, funds are available through the CARES Act for qualified applicants. We'll have that story and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Funding is still available to assist with rent and utilities as well as mortgage payments for households impacted by COVID-19. Those behind in rent or at least one mortgage payment for at least 1 month since April 1st qualify for assistance under the Federal Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security or CARES Act. To qualify for rent or mortgage assistance, payments must have been current through February 29th. The property must be located within the Greensboro city limits, and applicants must be at least 18 years old with a household income of less than 80% of the area median income for 2020. Rental assistance is up to $1,500 payable to the landlord and up to $400 for utilities. The rent and utility program is administered by Greensboro Housing Coalition. Mortgage assistance is up to $1,500 payable to the mortgage company, and this must be the primary residence. This mortgage program is administered by Housing Consultants Group. Contact each agency for information about how to apply and what documentation is required. The fall foliage is starting to take on the vibrant colors of orange, yellow, and red, but before long, the leaves will be falling on the ground. The city's first round of loose leaf collection will kick off on Monday, November 9th, ending on Wednesday, December 23rd. The schedule is subject to inclement weather delays. The second collection window starts on Tuesday, December 29th, ending in the new year on Friday, January 29th. To ensure a successful collection season, property owners should do the following. Rake the leaves to the edge of your yard behind the curb. Do not pile leaves in the street or on the sidewalk. Remove sticks, rocks, and any other debris that may damage city equipment. Do not park vehicles on, in front of, or near a pile of leaves. To determine when crews will reach your neighborhood, check the interactive map on the city's website. The city also offers yard waste collection year-round on regular trash collection days. Leaves can be placed in clear plastic bags or a plastic or metal garbage can. The city repurposes the leaves into compost, which is used to fertilize city gardens and landscaped areas. The public can purchase the compost for $20 per truckload at the White Street landfill located at 2503 White Street. For more information about loose leaf collection, visit the city's website. Arts Greensboro is accepting applications for the Multicultural Grassroots Grant for Greensboro-based multicultural organizations seeking project and operating support. Funded by the North Carolina Arts Council's Grassroots Arts Program, this is intended to provide access to Greensboro citizens' quality arts experiences. Grant amounts start at $500 and the application deadline is on Friday, November 27th. Eligible organizations must have been in operation for at least 1 year, and while nonprofit status is preferred, for-profit organizations may also apply. Applicants must reside and carry out projects within Guilford County. All projects must occur between July 1st, 2020 and June 15, 2021. If the applicant is applying for project support for artist-led programming, the majority of the artists must be African American, Asian American, Latino, or Native American. Arts Greensboro's priority area of support for the Multicultural Grassroots Grants is to provide operating or program support to qualified arts organizations not already receiving or eligible to receive support from North Carolina Arts Council. For more information, please contact Arts Greensboro's Grants Manager, Darlene McClinton, at 336-279-7086. The pandemic has wreaked havoc on the economy, resulting in record number unemployment claims, but the market in Guilford County is picking up. Coming up after the break, we'll check in with the Guilford Works for a snapshot of available job opportunities. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The local and national news headlines have been flooded with reports of jobless claims reaching record numbers. Guilford Works has been working around the clock to connect employers with job seekers. Joining me now to give us an overview of the local job market is Danielle Harrison. She is the Assistant Director of Workforce Development. Hello, Danielle. Welcome to the show, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Carla. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Now, you joined the city a month ago, and welcome aboard to the city of Greensboro, by the way. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with workforce development.
Sure. Well, I am a Guilford County native, and so I'm super excited to be working in the city that I've lived in my entire life. I've worked in the realm of workforce development for over a decade in many capacities. Starting in the Department of Corrections, I worked there with reentry, and so I helped others transition from that system back into society. And then also in higher education, I worked as the work-based learning coordinator at Guilford Technical Community College before taking on this role.
Okay, so you fit right in. Workforce is a little bit involved with all of those components throughout the community. Will those be part of your focus area?
Absolutely, and also organizational development, that is my focus area, so ensuring that our staff are equipped with the necessary resources and tools to help our residents in the Guilford County community and providing them exceptional services. That is my focus.
Wonderful. Well, we are so glad to have you here. Now tell us, how is workforce development actually addressing the workforce needs that we have, which I'm sure have been complicated because of COVID-19?
Absolutely. So while we're dealing with COVID-19, we are enhancing our virtual resources. So we're ensuring that we are providing a virtual platform for our residents in the Guilford County community, which includes virtual workshops and drive-through career fairs, just to name a couple of our endeavors. So we're trying to make sure that we're providing a virtual platform as well as our in-person services.
Are you finding people are receptive to having to be a little bit savvy on the computer in order to take advantage of the virtual options?
Yes and no. And so for those who are having a little difficulties, we encourage them to come inside of our career centers, and someone there, our staff, are very well equipped to help them with any issues or concerns they may have. So we do have staff present who can help those who may have technical issues. But overall, everything is going well, and we are excited to be offering this virtual platform.
Well, we're excited as well. There was a touch and go moment there where people could not physically come into your two locations, Greensboro and High Point, and texting was a method, and I believe we were one of the first cities to offer that option.
Yes.
So that kind of speaks to your innovation. And speaking of which, Workforce Development received the Governor's Award of Distinction for Innovative Partnerships.
Yes,
and you have
absolutely.
proof of the award there. Tell us
Yes.
about the award. What was it for, and how has that impacted our community?
Absolutely. So we are very happy and very honored to receive this award of distinction from the governor. Annually, the NC Works has a conference, and they recognize the local boards who have achievements. And so Code Guilford, it was a collaborative partnership with Guilford Works, Guilford Technical Community College, the Welfare Reform Liaison Project, as well as Guilford County Schools. And so the mission behind that endeavor was to reach out to the underserved and unemployed and underemployed populations, as well as to our students in the Title I schools, and to provide them with an additional skill set in the realm of information technology and coding. And so we were super excited to offer this service to over 150 participants in both Greensboro and High Point.
That's impressive. I remember when this was rolled out last summer, and I'm so glad to see that not only was it well received by the community, but you got this recognition from none other than Governor Cooper. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now tell us, before we go, what is on the horizon for workforce development as we continue dealing with COVID, but what do you see beyond COVID?
Well, just a continuation of our virtual platform, making sure that we are offering both in-person and virtual services to our residents here in Guilford County, and just making sure that we are present and, we are equipped with the necessary tools and resources to provide those services, and just to being open to any opportunities and innovations to improve our processes.
Wonderful. Well, Danielle, we are glad to have you on board. You've certainly come in and you've hit the ground running for sure. Thank you for painting a positive picture of our workforce landscape, and I do hope you'll come back. Keep us posted on all the new events and programs that you offer through workforce development.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. Due to COVID-19, the City Council is meeting virtually. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. City Council meetings usually take place on Level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. The City of Greensboro is accepting new and unwrapped school supplies or cash donations to support the Guilford Education Alliance, or GEA, Teacher Supply Warehouse. This will count as payment for parking ticket fines until December 15th. However, the offer does not apply to handicap parking violations. The city will donate all supplies to the warehouse, which allows Guilford County school teachers to shop for items at no cost up to 4 times a year. Greensboro City Manager David Parrish says this was a very successful program in 2019. Even though our school year looks a little different this year, now more than ever, our community needs to pull together and support each other as best we can. We are thrilled to partner with the Guilford Education Alliance once more. Supplies or cash donations must be equal to or greater than the parking fine amount. Bring supplies and receipts to the parking office located in the main lobby of the Melvin Municipal Office Building. Cash donations can be made on the GEA website. The parking citation number must be included on the GEA donation form to ensure parking fines will be canceled. Please note the parking office cannot accept cash donations directly. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first we have an important message about COVID-19.
Remember the 3 W's. Wear a cloth face mask covering, wait 6 feet from others, and wash your hands often. By working together, we can adjust to this new normal and continue to save lives.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. The Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department will offer its after-school program at Lindley, Brown, Leonard, Lewis, and Griffin Recreation Centers. This is for children ages 5 to 12. In order to adhere to health and safety guidelines, space will accommodate 8 to 15 children. The weekly cost is $30 per child. The after-school program will operate when Guilford County schools offer in-person instruction. As a result, opening dates are subject to change. After school is open at Lindley Recreation Center. Since Brown, Leonard, Lewis, and Griffin Recreation Centers are early voting sites, after school is expected to open on Monday, November 9th. Staff and participants will be required to wear face coverings. Social distancing and regular hand washing or sanitizing will be practiced. Participants will remain in small groups. Drop-off and pickup will take place outside the building. Regular program hours are from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays and may be expanded on teacher workdays, early release days, and some school holidays. To review the program details and sign up online, visit the city's website. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout out. This week's shout out goes to the Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department. Staff is the recipient of the Class 2 category for the National Gold Medal Award. This is presented by the American Academy for Parks and Recreation Administration and the National Recreation and Park Association. Due to the pandemic, this year's award ceremony took place virtually. Greensboro brought home the gold medal back in 2002, in 1987, and 1979. They were finalists in 2019. Agencies are judged on their ability to address the needs of those they serve through the collective energies of community members, staff, and elected officials. Way to go, Parks and Recreation. Please remember, as more places continue to open, wear your face covering, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.